Hello, everyone, and welcome to where we here at Tales of Initiative play through Tales from the Awning Portal with an eldritch twist. I am your GM Matt. Hand gestures. I am your GM Matt. I'm so pleased to be telling this tale with our delightfully daring and frighteningly fantastic cast of players: Haley, Danny, Raz, and Mark. Kapipiao Bun is still away, sadly. They have disappeared behind the veil somewhere, but will emerge at some point. Narcissus is still here, which I will be. And NPC Narcissus is gonna have a headache, y'all. Like, y'all can do it.
Narcissa is dealing with some shit. Okay.
When he
There's a
accidentally
rabbit.
when he accidentally picked apart her wedding ring and needs Narcissus to reweave it.
Narcissus
so
just
that's
over
what
there.
she's spending all the time doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's very delicate,
Glue it.
intricate work. Glue it.
Glow it.
Glue it next time.
We've got sponsors. Sea Galley. I wish Sea Galley was one of them. That would make that friggin' Pavlovian response that I have in my brain work a little bit better. Thanks a lot, Dustin. But we do have sponsors. You can go check them out in the chat. Highly recommend. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I just do one sponsor a week, and this one, Level 1 Gamers. You won the prep dice roll. Level 1 Gamers is an incredible gamer merch company with everything from baby onesies to tea, fling mugs, to desk mats, mouse pads, stickers, and all that fun merch you love to impulse buy and distract yourself from the raging hellscape that is reality. And said impulse buying has never been easier when you use the discount code TOI22 TOY for 20% off your cart. Pow. Nailed it. Go get me. Meow. Go get them toy. Keep it toy.
We'll get it.
Get your discounts.
Do it. It's cute. They got cute things, okay?
They do.
Like,
Yeah.
Christmas is coming, okay? If you don't know what to get for your people,
It
there's
makes me-
probably something there.
Don't say that. I can't even think about Christmas. That's
I can't either.
terrifying. You're a liar.
It's right there.
No. It's behind.
It's at least 6 months away.
I know.
The gods
hiding.
hold it at bay. It will not be today.
Look,
Hmm?
it
There.
is spooky month, and we are reveling in our spooky
Mhm.
month right now.
Exactly.
Ugh.
We are in
I agree.
our
But the
spooky
Dollar
era.
General
About that.
doesn't.
It's not even about that. It's not even. It's about that it's almost 2025, and that's awful.
Yeah, that's also very
How?
awful.
How did that happen? I feel like 2016 is still in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's just there. And that was nearly 10 years ago now.
It's okay.
Yesterday was 2016. What are you talking
gonna
about?
I'm gonna have a little existential crisis, and Matt, I'll pass it back to you.
It's gonna be okay, Haley. I've been working on a super cool plan with Billy, calling it Project 2025, and it's gonna be all fine on the other side of this. Nope, never mind.
Are you gonna get me? Are you gonna get me new side backdrops for my cage so I can go on a little vacation?
I will get you new side backdrops for your cage and also this tracking app. You don't need to worry about it. Just download it. It's not gonna be a big deal.
Gonna track how much you run in the wheel.
Yeah.
Every 5 miles, you get one of those little like old school Hollywood reels where it
Well-
just changes the location.
Yep. It's just we'll
What did I
swap out the
walk into
Hanna-Barbera infinite reel.
I'm
Man,
about
that's a joke that everyone here got. I don't know how many people are gonna
You
get that in the
too.
VOD, but you know what? Hey.
You too can spend points to change Haley's Hanna-Barbera
You
wheel.
can. That's our new
That's our
channel
new
reward.
one. Yes.
Join our Patreon to create the new.
The new.
the new background.
Oh, can we have that, please?
That would be amazing.
That would be so funny.
Yes.
Speaking
God,
of channel rewards, Thin the Veil's up. If you want to give ourselves a spooky ooky time. Speaking of spooky month, spend those channel points. Thin the Veil, exactly like that. Mark nailed it.
Nailed it.
My fingies, they were ready.
We're on the button. Trigger happy. Just ready to go. Amazing. Any other announcements? Anything we want to talk about real quick? Oh, Raz. There's something we want to talk about in the world of Raz, which is going to be November 2nd. We're gonna be running a cool one shot for Extra Life. We're not gonna be doing our 24-hour marathon like we did last year, sadly, because we have heartbeats, and both Billy and I's doctors sent us notes that said, "Don't do that.
Don't do that."
I'm only being
Oh, but it
slightly
was so
hyperbolic
fun.
in that. It was really fun. It was a lot of fun. But
We're too old for this shit.
I'm too old now. Hey, if you get on that Patreon, you you give us those dollary dues. 24 hours is coming back. I'll just inject pure caffeine into my veins.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I'll do for money.
Yes.
Just a lot.
But Raz, you're gonna be doing a cool Extra Life charity stream on November 2nd.
Yeah, we're kind of combining Halloween and what's it called again? Extra Life.
Extra Life. Yeah.
So it will be fun. I'm not sure what system we're landing on yet, but like Monster of the Week is a good contender. DSL is a good contender. Candela is also on the table because I love it.
We're kicking stuff around. It's in the ideation phase, but we want to at least know we will be there on November 2nd. Details to follow.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a good time raising money for Extra Life.
It'd be great.
We'll do our usual, like, if you donate X amount, something crazy happens, all that kind of stuff.
Something happens.
So we're gonna do some fun stuff like that.
They automatically
extend it 30 minutes every like $500.
Oh my god, that would be wild.
We just keep playing.
This is the stream that never ends.
I think Mika's in, so maybe Mika will drink another bottle of wine or something. I don't know.
Hey, maybe.
Amazing.
Maybe I'll drink a bottle of wine.
Who knows? Grape juice, Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
It's juice.
It's juice. Get
It's
juice.
It's adult juice.
It's still juice.
My juice.
We've got another game of Mork Soul coming up this Wednesday, so tune in for that as we continue our creepy space adventures. We have some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline for the Patreon that I'm very excited about. All part of our extensive Project 2025 plans. I'm gonna keep making that horrible joke. I don't care.
We'll reclaim it, right?
It's a reclaimed title.
We're gonna reclaim it. It's fine.
Oh goodness.
We're gonna die. Anyway.
We will extract joy from this nightmare land. And finally, before we get going, a little trigger warning. Happy little trigger warning. Yay, we're taking it back, Project 20.
Happy little trigger warning. We're taking back Project 20.
Robert, no. Where's the boner command? Put it in there. Robert, now. This show features elements of cosmic and gothic horror, including body horror, hallucinations, unreliable narrators, vile noises, unsettling descriptions, gruesome violence, suffocation, drowning, maybe. You didn't drown last time when you were facing Koozie, but never know, might happen again. All these hallways are freaking wet. And poison.
What?
And weird fungus.
The fungus
Weird
among
fungi.
us.
The funnest guy.
The funnest guy. With all of that out of the way, we can remind ourselves what happened when last we told our tale. For this recap, actually, I'm going to take us to the map for this recap. Because we've been in here a while. We've been in this little dungeon, crawling around, uncovered.
Robert, no.
That was amazing. Sorry, that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
That really tickled me.
It did.
I will take us to the map as soon as the map loads. Okay, there we go. Map happening now. This is when I discovered that I did the names wrong or something. Nope, we're all good. Okay. I wanted to give a little refresh of where we've been, because we've been going through this dungeon a little while. And time for a little Fog of War recap. Look at this. Look at all these rooms you've been in. Because I feel like sometimes we zoom in and we're in it on like the secret door level and which hallway is which. We don't zoom out to see all of the grand picture. So you all started down here in this little.
Keep zooming, it gets creepier.
It's true.
You started down here in this little, what was basically kind of like a little museum with the door was sort of carved to look like the opening of a cave as you went into it. So it's like coming out of the cave of history and into the halls of Tomoa Khan. There were these like thrashing cane traps that like blocked the hallway here. You were able to navigate around that pretty easily, just a small stymieing of your progress. You then met the Guardian, a sentient crayfish speaking a strange old language that is part of the large collection of pigeon languages that make up deep speech, along with, you're recognizing little fragments of other borrowed words here and there. Giant crayfish that's guarding Kielkalki, I think is the name of what you thought was a boulder in the middle of the room, but looking a little bit closer, one of you noticed that it's probably some sort of sleeping hermit crab. He then went left, debating the intricacies of salvaging relics of a now dead society as you went into a room that was waterlogged and there was some weird algae above the door. Bioluminescent algae as a division. There was like star maps in the tile work up above. And you found a little weird like silver pyramid, triangular pyramid that seemed to be reacting with both Narcissa's moonstone that glows when it is in moonlight, and with Pebble, Windveer, and Saoirse all felt weird tinglies happening there. He then proceeded further to the west and to the north, found a statue that had some onyx eyes and a cool +1 longsword that has plant slaying capabilities. Haley metagamed and figured out that I overemphasized the statue's tippability in a recap, and then tipped that shit over to find a secret passage. I'm just being a shit. You're fine.
Haley's like,
Yeah, I guess it was. I was offended at the accusation, and then I remembered the situation, and I was like, no, yeah, that was metagaming.
It was a little metagaming, but honestly, like, I was only doing it. It was a thought that your character could have just as easily had. Yeah.
You wouldn't have put it in the recap if you didn't want me to notice it.
Exactly. It was good metagaming. You went to...
You picked up what the DM was putting down.
You picked up what I was putting down. You were sniffing what I was hot girl shit. You went to the place...
Somebody clip that.
The lip curl was
Robert,
appropriate. You went to the place that referred to by Takuzi Staccato, the Lord of Snails, as Semanawak. Which I think translates to the wet place. I'm not even joking. There was a flooded room that had a weird moat. You got in a fight with a giant glowing snail man, slug dude. You fought him, you beat him, despite the fact that he was like just being a real shithead the whole fight. You put him in his place, and interestingly enough, no one decided to explore the northern door to where that went. Y'all were just like, yeah, it's fine, and went back down.
We'll figure it out.
Went back down to the statue, explored
Get
into
to it
this
later.
hallway. In this hallway, you saw this room way up here that was filled with water, and you could see that like on the far side there was another door, but you can only see like 3 inches of the door, so like that door is completely like jammed up with water, and if you opened it, it would be this huge flood into whatever is after it. You also saw that this door over here at the end of the hallway, to the east of that hallway, was openable, and when you like listened at it, you could hear this like sort of melodious sound that felt somewhere between someone singing and like water droplets kind of echoing off of like rock and cavern. So it was a very strange, like, is this someone singing? Is this some sort of water event? You then went back to explore further around this like 4-way intersection where the Guardian patrols. Got a little bit of acid burns happening when Saoirse Spider tried to climb on the walls over there. Going north, this door was surrounded at the bottom with this thick layer of goopy, yucky silt mud stuff that was like completely keeping it closed. You were able to kind of pry it open just enough, and you heard once again that same sort of melodious sound, that like water droplet singing kind of thing happening. Had a beautiful moment where I believe it was Windveer, maybe not Narcissa, Windveer, Myrick, you two. I think y'all were and Saoirse joined in, animal style singing, sung a little song into the space, and it seemed to quiet the melodiousness and then you heard a splashing noise happen after that. You've decided to leave that door closed and revisit it another time, maybe not. And then you finally went east, and in the easting, you saw a cave-in over here. I'll zoom in again so we're a little bit more contextualized. You saw a cave-in in the stairs leading up. You also saw that there was a giant stone block revealed by some of the stucco sloughing off of the walls, and you were able to, with a grease spell and the muscles of Mirik and Pebble resisting some acid damage as you did so, push the stone plug out of the way to enter this foyer, which I described briefly last session, but we will now describe again to remind us of where we are. Saoirse is still a spider. There is a giant, let's see here, giant double brass door in front of you to the south. And then I was like, why can't Pebble see any of those hallways? Oh, because dark vision, probably. Like you're
No, because you weren't here, so I wasn't able to unlock them all and walk them all. So they're just blocked.
Quick, do it. Do it right now. Do it right now.
Oh, I can't. There's walls in the way. I can't do it.
I think you should be able to see them if you unselect yourself. Usually, it gives you fog of war of everyone that is part of your party. I think, but maybe not. I could be very wrong on that. So apologies. But
yeah, I think it's just because I wasn't here.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll run around later.
We're gonna take you through most of the hallways. Don't worry.
You will probably revisit a lot of these areas.
I was gonna say, literally every hallway we went to, there was a door that we didn't go through because we just unlocked hallways. So, we're going to have to retrace them to be able to open these doors. So
yes, there was glyphs worked into this double doors of bronze standing in front of you. There are 6 urns, 3 on each side to your east and west, and the glyphs on the door. I believe this is the one time everyone rolled super low except for Saoirse, and Saoirse is the one that could read it. And it says, "Here lies Tolokes Popolokas, master of the others, who is like the wind and the night." And that is what is on the door in front of you.
Read it for Winnie, who I believe has beast. That the beast spell is still up. How long does that last?
That should be on the order of minutes.
How long does your talking to beasts beast sense?
Beast sense sounds right.
Beast sense lasts for 1 hour.
1 hour. So,
And I touched you, my willing beast.
that's me. I'm a willing beast.
Ooh.
That's what the first line is that I touch a willing beast. That's it.
It's me.
That's hilarious.
So
So,
that
yeah.
would have happened
Get in the
right
hour.
before we were in this room. How long do you think it would have taken them to move the block?
Y'all have been moving at a good clip, but you are still you're still well within that hour.
Cool. Yeah. So I read it for.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
gonna
repeat it to
I'm
the
gonna
rest of the group. And
Sorry, I'm just marking on my little hour tracker because I have to track it for the purposes of the poison too. I'm
Oh,
marking on my hour
and-
tracker where that spell was.
also, you can chuck a concentration Kajigger on me as well if you like, because I
Ooh.
do have to concentrate on it.
Okay, beast sense is concentration. I forgot about that. So yes,
Yeah.
I will pop a little concentratey majigger on you. Where's that brain? There's that brain. There you go. You're concentrating.
Found Pop Tropica, guys. We did it.
All
Does
right.
anybody else remember that game?
No.
It's a website for Pop Tarts.
Oh, I have memory of this.
Yeah, it was called Pop Tropica.
I have vague memories that Pop Tarts had like a really cool interactive website, but I never got into it.
There were
No.
games. It was cool.
So yeah, what would
Crazy.
you like to do?
Flip a coin. Do we want to go into the room with the thing that we need? I guess it's a good way to just cross it off the list, right?
I'm really low on spells.
Same.
Should we find a place to long rest? Or rest?
Yeah.
Maybe we should see what's in the other room with the singing.
Yeah. Maybe let's check out the singing room because then we know
What's in
if we clear it out, then we can stay there because that's the only room. We don't really have any other clear rooms except for the entrance, I guess.
And then our retreat is clean if we need it coming out of this room later.
Mm.
You know, if we need to get the hell out of Dodge. I'm not sure where Dodge is, but it's a saying. I read it in one of Papa's books.
Let's find it before we go do the last thing.
So we're intending on going to the singing room.
I think so.
Would we prefer to take the secret passageway that you had found, Winnie? Given
if
that
we-
the other entrance was so difficult?
Yes, I think that's the smartest thing to do, so we don't. It's not the one full of water, so it's not going to flood the room, but it's just going to be easier to get through.
Yes.
I'm gonna drop out of wild shape. Just kind of
Okay.
fold out into myself. Kind of like do a little crack.
Sasha.
Okay, well, I have one spell left that I could use, and I could put an air bubble on somebody. Well, I could put two. No, wait, I could put one. Put one.
No two. No one.
One.
None.
No.
If it
One.
becomes necessary, we do have a... Do we? I thought we did. Potion of water breathing. Yes. I was scrolling my items and I'm like, oh no, I lost it. Where did it go? I know we had it.
And
I think put it on Mirik.
okay,
All right.
so I will cast air bubble. This will be another 24-hour. So you are protected for 24 hours.
Nice.
And in the case
That
that
way
we
you can
need
get a
rest,
good
I
rest.
have enough spells that I can heal the others as well.
Cool.
I have one more that I can use.
I think there's a
And I've got
there's a
cantrips.
healing spell. There's a healing spell trapped in that
There are
that
two.
ring.
Yeah, Narkissa
There's
pipes up.
healing
Yes,
word
I
and
have 2 healing spells, one from Winnie and one from Pebble.
Cool. We might need to use those first thing in the morning to top up anything that's lost. I mean, it depends on if we take a long rest. Is anyone not going to be able to survive 50% of it before the rest of the healing comes in? Like, does anyone need to be healed up before we rest?
I feel great, guys. I feel wonderful. I feel like I could take on the world.
Nice. I'm only
that
missing
should be
4,
That
so
should be
it's not
fine.
so
Okay.
bad.
I'm just a little magically exhausted.
I'm just making sure that, yeah, if anyone's like
Yeah.
sitting at 20 or ish hit points, you could die while sleeping. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna use all my spell slots to get rid of that to heal you up. But I think it'll be fine. All right, let's go check out this room. I
Right.
do have a couple of spell slots and plenty of arrows. So
Check out the room before you long rest, just to see what's in there.
I think we're gonna clear the room to long rest in it.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty.
Okay.
We're making a gamble. We're gambling.
I'm gonna. You'll disappear briefly.
We don't want to sleep in a water room. And the only other place we could go is the entrance, like where we not. And I mean the entrance is in where we began.
Where we
That
yeah.
cavern room.
where
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
The
'cause at least
cavern.
that there we could just block off one door and have space for us.
it's so dark. Pebble, do you want the or you've got
Oh
a
my
torch
God,
on, correct?
I'm
Where
in,
did you
I'm
put
in the
us?
void. Oh,
I'm in
okay.
the void.
In
I
the
can't
void.
see
Yeah.
anything.
Oh,
We
thank
cannot
you.
see.
Rather
Hey.
than having y'all walk
Hey.
through the entirety of the map,
Oh, you did it this time?
I'm just pulling all over to where you should be.
Daddy, we went into that room
This one?
and that room only.
Okay.
As past a door, if that makes sense. The rest of them are
see it.
all not. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right, quick,
Just
speed run
just
it.
for unlocking purposes.
I'm going.
All right.
I'm so fast.
And then
You're
our
the light,
lovely
so
DM
come
can just
back
drag
soon.
you back.
Yeah.
Now.
Fast as fuck.
The unruly monk.
Incredible.
We'll come back.
Pebble, come back.
Okay. I'm so fast. I'm coming.
There
Oh, God, I
you are.
disappeared.
You are outside of that door where you originally heard the melodious melodies melodifying.
Yes. Do we want to just like open the doors and go in quick and see if we can catch them by surprise? And if it's nothing, it's nothing. And if it's someone, hopefully we can go boo.
Let me.
Boo.
move.
Why don't we have Saoirse check the door first?
Yeah. Can I?
Smart.
Can we?
My wives are so smart.
You know, the other thing I could have done with that second level spell slot was cast Pass Without a Trace. It's
Don't
fine.
worry
It's
about
all
it.
right. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I'll. Can I just see if we could like, because the door wasn't trapped when we checked it last time.
The door was not trapped and it was not locked.
Okay, we have
It
to.
was fine. So I'm just gonna see if I can open it really, really quietly
Okay.
and
How
like
them hinges look.
peek in there.
Yeah,
Can I lubricate the
They squeaky?
hinges?
They squeaky hinges? What's going on with
Yeah,
them
take some-
hinges?
Mary,
Some
the grease
algae
spell.
and just yeah, the grease. Grease it up a little.
Do another grease
Okay.
spell. I'll switch
Yeah.
us over to the battle map so that we can. Not that it's a battle map. It's just what them hinges do.
What them hinges
It's
do.
just a map. So yeah, move
Whatever
yourselves.
is in this mysterious room that like loops
I know.
into the other
Can-
room.
If you open it just wide enough, how? Okay, my question is, I picture Craig as like a squishy toy that you can like that can go like and like I could smush him through the crack of the door without it like popping him.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
What's funny about this is that that's just anatomically how rats work too. Like
Yeah.
it's
just-
more absurd because of the rapple that we've described, but
Yeah.
rats also just squish themselves.
Yes, but you can't grab a rat and squish it where your fingers interlock and its guts and bones pop out one side, eyeball comes out, and then you let go and it comes back to normal. I'm telling you that that's not true.
That's true.
That's
Craig,
not normal.
Don't
Craig-
try that at home, guys.
Craig is a little bit more stress toy than rat. Yeah.
Yes, beautiful.
Let me just I'll move my little character over here.
I'm gonna. Shall I? As I look
I
to
could
the group,
open it a little bit and you could squish him
chuck
in.
him in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right. Am I
So-
rolling?
So I'll say that if you want to, if you're involving Craig, then Craig is going to roll a stealth check, and Saoirse's
Mhm.
going to roll a stealth check for the door. So both
Okay.
of you
Craig.
give me stealth checks. Craig the raffle.
You know what? He is dexterous, so he doesn't get any minuses.
Nice.
Is it dex check?
Yeah. If he's not proficient
Yeah.
in stealth specifically, then it is just a regular
Yeah.
old dex check.
26!
Boom!
First roll of the night!
That's sneaky as fuck.
Hey!
He got an 18.
18. Both
Yeah.
sneaky AF.
You don't even know the door opened.
Don't
Nobody
even
knows
know.
the door opened.
Craig doesn't even know the door opened.
Craig doesn't even. Craig's just on the other side.
Yeah. I just pop him
Whatever.
out of his little cage and just push him
Excellent.
down. It's like a kid dropping something down like a gap in anything just to see where it goes.
Just to
It's
see
like,
where it goes.
Bye-bye.
I'll just launch this down in there. So I'm gonna move Winnie up to the door, and then we're gonna open the door.
Close it again. Immediately.
Immediate close it. We saw in there though.
For the sake of like what you're
Viewing.
doing, you will we can leave it unclosed. We can leave it remaining open. There we go. I fixed the map so we can all see. And then this is what you see. I'm gonna give you a little bit of description. Inside this room, Craig is like reporting back to Winveer via like familiar telepathy. And Saoirse, you are getting this little bit of a peek through the crack. And what you can see is that it looks like a beach. There is this like soft embankment of sand. The room is lit by this soft light that reveals a rocky beach. There's rocks scattered amongst the sand. Beyond the beach is a pool of glowing water that fills half the room, and that is where it is emanating all of this light that is filling the space. And it is framed by like a crystal cavern. Like the walls seem to glisten and shine rather than the sort of like plain stucco of the rest of this place. You can see green fronds in the pool, and light seems to be flowing from everywhere. The pool and walls glistening like soft moonlight. On the far side of the pool, you can just barely see that there is a set of double doors carved with a sun symbol on them. You also see sitting on the beach near the crystalline pool is a woman. Let me go ahead and do Shmya.
The lady. Pretty lady.
She's
Did
young,
you see Craig? Just
slim,
like walking up to her.
and no, because Craig rolled really good stealth, so Craig's just like she has
Craig
this
is
long
ballooning around.
golden hair and pale white skin, and she is also radiating this like soft silvery light even through her shawl, which is sort of wrapped around her, slightly damp. You can see that she must have been in the water at some point recently. The shawl looks as white as the froth of waves. She is singing in this strange melody that is filling the space in a language that none of you recognize. And as Craig enters the room and just sort of like just starts tottering forward, she ends the
I love
song.
that is an 18 stealth.
That is 18. That's internal. That's to let you know the
Okay.
attitude with which the Craig the Rapple is like just scuttlebugging across the
It's his
sand.
internal monologue.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Just like Kronk in that one scene.
Yeah.
And you see
Oh,
her.
and my concentration's gone now that the beast is gone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, it's targeted to the
Mhm.
beast.
It's
not-
targeted to the beast, not
Gotcha.
to anything in particular.
And yeah, as she finishes her song, you see her just sort of like very gracefully, like almost like fold into the water. And as she enters the water, she actually like disappears.
Crazy.
I'm gonna send Craig into the water. I know he floats. I'm gonna see if his tremor sense can still pick her up.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, make a perception check. For good old Craig.
Ooh, 11.
11. Interesting. Okay. Craig just sort of like doesn't need the legs anymore, and sort of just this sort of like turns into this sort of like undulating like furry ball.
I love him.
He's so cute.
And 10
He's
feet
so
of
weird
blind
little
sight,
guy.
you said? Or tremor sense?
He's got 30 feet of tremor sense.
30 feet of tremor sense. So
And then
he
10 feet of blind. Oh no, he doesn't have blind sight.
Doesn't
he
have blind
has
sight,
tremor
that's you.
sense of 30 feet. I have blind sight of 10
Yep.
feet. Yeah.
He
And
notices
his
two
passive
things.
is 10.
10. He notices two things. he like through the tremors of the water, he feels the outline of that like feminine shape. Like she is still down there swimming around, but like when he looks, there's just nothing in the spot where she should be. Like she is there but invisible. He also senses a larger, longer shape sort of moving around in like the seaweed towards the bottom of this lake. And like it actually has some pretty good depth to the water as he's swimming about in it.
Cool. I bring him back to me. And I let the group know what I saw. And or he reported back, or whatever it is that happens with familiars.
Yes. It's a bit of both. He is telepathically like telling you stuff. Like he's narrating his journey through the lens and perceptions of Craig, but you can also like move your perception into him, and so you are seeing this like feminine shape. You are seeing this long serpentine shape.
Cool. When I got him to swim around, how like big did the room continue out from what like we can see from the door?
A little bit, yeah. So it would have gone both south and north. Basically, it's a little bit more square than what you're seeing.
Cool.
I can't remember if Mirik saw the little statuette of the snake or not. I think that was one of the ones that she did not look at because she was so focused on the main one.
I do not remember.
Okay.
Let's go back to the statue room to sleep.
Maybe.
Hey, it's not the first time I suggested it. There's a woman and a snake here, and I mean, I don't know.
Shiny woman.
Shiny woman. I couldn't see. I could just
So
see her
glowy.
outline.
A little glowy. I saw looking through the door. But you said there's a
Yes,
So
she
magic
was
woman.
she was
Magic
giving
woman.
off her own like light that sort of matched the light that the water is giving off.
Yes. So magic woman and serpent type shape in the water.
I grabbed a serpent dude, right?
Yes. You grabbed all the animal themed.
I did. I grabbed.
Mini figs.
Hopefully, it's not a winged serpent. That would be.
Can I look through the crack in the door in divine sense?
Ooh. Give me a stealth check, but yes.
Can I help open the door?
This is a Pebble
No.
stealth check.
Damn it! Fuck.
Pebble's dexterous. Pebble's got this.
Yeah. 24.
24. Sneaky. Sneaky hobbitses. Sorry.
Where did Pebble
Contain
go?
yourself, Matthew.
Um,
I'm not a hobbit. Who you call?
60 feet, right? And what does it detect? Hallow, like desecration, fey, fiend, undead.
Good and evil. Yep. Hollow, celestial, fiend, undead. Yep.
Okay. So celestial, fiend, undead. You don't detect anything.
Well, shall we?
We may as well, yes.
Perfect. I'm gonna. All of the spores are gonna unfold and wake up on my body. Like they just get a little more intense. I'm going to be my symbiotic entity, so I'm full
Well,
plant
your
person.
microphone's doing that you get quiet thing. If you're
I'm full plant. I'm full
Yep.
plant.
full planting.
Full plant.
Full
Full
plant.
planting. I think my pupils kind of swallow my eyes when that happens
Ooh,
too.
very cool.
It just feels right.
I like it.
Yes.
It feels good.
It feels right.
It feels right.
Nice.
light.
And then I have 16 HP. Which replaces my 3, right?
Yes. Yeah. So you'd have to pick which temp HP to keep, but yeah, you pick the bigger one.
I think I'm gonna choose 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah.
well.
Grab my staff.
I forgot we have to personally close the photos that you pop up because I was like, Matt, can you just close it? Like, I'm sick of looking at this woman.
Can you close it?
Is she not hot enough? I try to pick hot pictures for y'all. Like,
No,
what are you
it's
doing?
good. That's very nice.
You did good.
You win. You win,
She
Matt.
was
you
too
do.
plain looking to be a wife.
Too plain looking.
You didn't notice the
I mean,
eyes then, did
she's-
you?
She's way
No.
too normal.
Can I try to stealth into the room?
You can. You'll be so the way this is gonna work is you'll be moving quietly. There's not really
Mhm.
anything to hide behind. Is the main
I
thing.
can
So
hide in dim light. 'Cause
there's
I have Skulker. No?
Yes. You're not. Man, there's no physical object in the way though. Is the main thing.
Yeah.
So.
What if I move so slowly that it looks like plants on the wall?
When did we get that plant? Go ahead and make
Yeah.
a stealth check. I'm just saying
Okay.
it's gonna be limited in its efficacy, but you can absolutely make
Yeah.
a stealth check.
Okay. I just, it would be difficult and worse if I didn't at least try.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotta try.
Gotta try. Gotta roll the
Gotta
dice. That's why they're there.
Does anyone here have an instrument?
Probably.
Mm,
That's gonna be a 16.
16. Pretty good. You're feeling pretty stealthy as you make your way into the room. Making my way.
Come on. Thank you. Jesus Christ. I guess not.
You feel the
Go
sand
this
like
way into the room.
crunching against your barky hooves.
Does anything do I know anything relating? I'm gonna ask a Winnie question. Have we seen any of this shit in Papa's books?
Man, you could make a check, but it's gonna be a disadvantage. You can make a nature check at disadvantage because you only saw her for a little bit.
Yeah, for like a little bit.
Yeah.
But we also know that she's been singing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Yep.
trying desperately not to metagame.
I actually don't think. Yeah, I know you think you. I think I know
Yeah,
what you're
you
thinking.
know,
And I
you know
don't
what
think
we
it's that.
think. You know what we think. Yeah, no. No, nothing. I got nothing. She's pretty.
She's pretty.
It distracted me.
Yeah.
She's too pretty.
Shall we just go in?
We may as well, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna fly in. And how tall is the room?
How tall is this room? It's probably 20 feet tall.
Cool. I'm kind of like staying away from the water, like 10 feet, 10, 15 feet above the water, just so that I'm not within any ankle grasping ranges.
Ankle grasping range.
So specific.
Yes.
What you're trying to avoid.
It is. I have been surprised by nothing but things in water this dungeon, and so I'm keeping my little legs. I'm
Yeah.
crossing them. I'm bringing them up.
Show of hands. Who thought this dungeon would have a bunch of water in it?
Not me.
It's real
Definitely
weird, isn't
not.
it? It comes out of nowhere and
Very
it just
strange.
stays. This place is wet. It's a very wet place.
It's a very wet
Wet
place,
place.
and I'm not about it. The other place had like rivers that were flowing through it, but this place is just wet.
It's just damp. Just a general moistness to the place.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else doing
Everything
anything?
in my body wants me to go over to the edge and just peek into the water. But I will let Pebble and Mirik figure out what they're doing first.
um,
Mirik
be a
has
good
to
party
stay at
member.
the back of the room, otherwise she does damage dealing things to people she cares about.
Valid? Valid?
Pebble, are you going into the beach or are you staying Stayed in the hotel.
Mhm.
Stayed in the hallway.
It's a beach episode.
It's the beach episode.
will-
Yay!
Yay!
I will try to stealth my way.
Okay, give me another stealth check.
Not as good. 14.
14. You're feeling sneaky adjacent as you move in. There's not a lot of like big rocks on the map, but it does. I'll say that like you're like kind of like halfling hunkering behind some rocks as you're moving through.
So one of my halfling traits is that I'm naturally stealthy, and I can attempt to hide behind a creature that's one size larger than me.
So you're
Could I
just
just
hiding behind Saoirse.
hide behind?
Okay. Yeah, hide behind me. That's
So
okay.
Saoirse is just like doing the cronk against the wall and like, look, I'm a plant feature. And you're just like, I'll hide behind this plant.
Yes, that's
And
great.
when he's like,
Okay.
I guess I'm the bait, and
Yeah.
I'm just flying up and over the water, and I want to be looking sweet and innocent like a child lost in a dungeon again.
Like a child lost
So-
in a dungeon.
I know that all of
Again.
you have a vibe going on, but Mirik doesn't stealth.
Yeah,
So she just
No.
walks into the room.
that's
Oh,
okay.
yeah, Winnie's not stealthing either, so
Yeah, to be fair, there's only 2 people stealthing, and I think
Mhm.
Narcissa is going to stealth, but is going to stay in the hallway. So she's like peeking in from the door. Man.
Mirik will go up this way, so that way we're spread out a little bit strategically.
Yeah.
And it gives Narcissa a straight shot from that door.
So Narcissa, it looks like she's like right in the middle of the door, but she's like pressed up against the side, like kind of behind the lintel and making sure that she's as unobvious as possible. It's not the most stealthy she's ever been. So I rolled like
She's
garbage,
doing her
but
best.
she's darn it, she's doing her best.
She's doing her best. Right.
And as you are sort of positioning into this room, the woman sort of like swims up onto like the beach edge and like props her like rests her chin on her hands and is like looking up at Pebble. Hello.
At Pebble?
No, sorry, not Pebble.
I was like,
Winnie.
Aw, damn.
Dang
That's
it! Not that. What are you doing back there?
Pebble. No.
how long would it take, how long would it take to druid craft a flower crown?
Not very long.
Can I spend like the 2 moments that I did while I was up in the air creating one before I?
Here we go. Okay.
I would like in that
Um,
moment. Oh
no, thanks.
gosh. As she like comes up out of the water, that shawl is sort of around her. It makes her look like she's like wrapped up in a wave that has just sort of like paused mid flow. And you maybe see it in the art now, but you can absolutely see it Windveer face to face. Her eyes are just completely black, just like yours.
Touching.
And I would like
Love
you to
your
make
eyes.
I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Come on,
I'm so
you're good at
excited. We're gonna
this.
be best friends. Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
12.
12. Okie dokie. She's
Could be
just
okay.
you feel this sort of like kindred spiritness to her that is like the black eyes, like there's something about her that feels like kindred spirits, but you're not sure. It's hard to qualify, but there's just something there. She has this. She honestly kind of has this like the like child lost in a dungeon. She kind of looks like maiden sequestered in a
stole my
dungeon, like
wit.
like not part of this place. Like there's something strange to her in a disarming way.
Okay. Well, I feel like even though the spell didn't work, I have this connection with her and I felt something. So I would like to use my Haunted One feature, my Heart of Darkness, to look into her eyes so she can see the true darkness that I have experienced throughout my life as I bat my eyelashes. And I want to lean close, and I'm kind of doing like I'm this way, so my head is this way, and my hands are this way, and my legs are going upwards, and I'm handing her the flower crown. And I'm like, are you safe here?
Oh, you're pretty. Is that for me?
It is. It's for you. Nice. Can I
Yeah.
get an insight check as as this interaction is happening?
Absolutely.
Oh, 19 plus 4, 23.
23. She seems above board. Seems. What are you trying to insight precisely?
Is she a real being that exists here, or is she is she an illusion? Is she is she something that's possessed? Is she something that is really there and like a thing in this place? Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely is. She's very real, and she has this like otherworldly quality to her, but she's not an illusion. She's like handling the crown, like that would be very high level illusion magic to be able to duplicate that kind of tactile facsimile. So yeah.
It's not a programmed voice in there.
No.
It doesn't feel like.
Is she an animatronic? Tell us now.
Is she animatronic? Is she a cyborg? Tell me. Reveal your secret.
Is she an android?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I want to see.
Does she bleed
if
white?
she's some sort of like projection or something along those lines. But no, that's all right. I'm just seeing if the snake has got some sort of magic that he's controlling. Some
Like
sort
if
of-
she's like
he
the
is-
dangly
she's
bit,
the,
you know?
Yes, she's the
Yeah.
dangly bit of the light.
Like an anglerfish kind of situation
yeah.
happening.
Yeah, with
That's what it looks
loose
like.
light bulb. That's exactly what I had in my head. And I'm gonna turn my head to look at Mirik, and I'll be like, she's a friend.
Can we see her legs in the water?
No. So like she's like half in, half
chest.
out, and the chest is out of the water. Like, and then like as her like back to like buttock like starts to go into the water, just like vanishes.
Okay.
Can I ask if Craig is just like floating and rolling around in the water still?
I think Craig went back to Winnie.
Craig went back to me
Yeah.
Okay.
before we came inside, but I can chuck him back.
Okay.
Uh,
No, I just
Grapples.
And I will
That'd be
say,
funny.
when Winveer had Craig in the water, you saw the full outline of her, like bipedal humanoid-shaped legs swimming around. It was just like invisible. Just Tremor Sense was picking her up.
She has legs, I think.
okay.
She
Just
has
trying to make sure that we don't have this like Nagini snake situation going on.
I believe I saw a break when it came to the woman and the snake.
Okay.
What do you
Two
mean?
separate shadows.
What do you mean? Am I safe here?
Well, you might not be alone, but you seem alone in a cavern room in a temple that is deep underground. I just want to make sure you're okay. Because we're figuring out a way out.
Well, I am lonely.
I bet. Do you
I've
have
been-
anyone here with you?
I've been waiting here for a long time. My friend Chak is here, but he sort of stays under the water all the time and doesn't want me to leave and all that sort of thing.
Do you want to leave?
I don't know. All I've seen is this room. I wonder if there's other things.
Ever?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been down here?
Ooh, I think probably since the second sun.
Wow. Do I know what that means?
You could make a history check.
Can I also make a history check?
You could make a
Yeah,
history
we're
check.
like all wanting to make.
Yeah,
also,
anyone wants to make a history check, you just throw it out there. Just make a history
Just
check.
throw a history
I'm
check
not-
on out here.
Just run,
Not
just
gonna
chuck a
bother for
history check
Pebble.
on that.
Matt, can I also mention that I would like to be watching the pool of water.
Watching the
Like,
pool of water. Got it.
That's what I'm watching. My
Yes.
eyes are glued to that
Mhm.
freaking water.
Yeah.
19.
19?
What's my history? I think.
Okay, cool.
I think
18.
Pebble's ready
18.
to intercept anything.
Pebble's ready to intercept.
I'm ready to chuck
That
Pebble.
happens.
I'm ready. I'm ready to just. Yeah.
Does
Winveer,
the
what'd you
poison
get for
affect you?
history?
16.
16. None of it's jumping out as like, oh, she clearly means this. You could maybe think like nightfall happened, like the sun was blotted out, and then the sun came back, but it was like damaged and stuff from the events of that happening like 20-ish years ago. But that feels weird because this place is ancient, like big ancient by comparison. That feels too recent. Like since the second
She's
sun would mean
talking
she's been
about
here for
the
20
second
years,
sun
which is like
forever.
Right.
like that.
That's-
It's calling it's making you think she's talking cosmologically, like big style, which is you
Yeah.
just don't have the background of a lot of what has gone into this temple to really place that solidly.
And I don't have anything for Moon Mommy that would
Nah.
just.
So,
You know how it is on the player side, Matt. You know,
Yep,
you just
you're-
gotta
you
ask
You
questions.
gotta ask. You gotta throw it out there. Yep.
You gotta.
No, this is meant to be
you,
very obscure lore. So like Narcissa rolled dirty 20, has expertise in
Mhm.
history. So this is just
Nothing.
if it's nothing right now, and that's frustrating. Maybe it'll reveal itself later in the dungeon. Who knows? But yeah, it sounds like a big thing, and it's just not ringing any bells for you.
Was it you that was singing?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I like to sing.
Your voice is beautiful.
Thank you. Were you the one who sang back?
One of two, yes. Or three, yes.
Your voices were also beautiful.
Thank you.
Does the air and water not affect you here? Are you clearly immune to the poison?
I've been here for so long, it doesn't really affect me. Speaking of, it's been another hour.
Oh yeah.
Damage.
Do you have a job here?
As a reminder, so far out of the 3 hours you've been in this dungeon, I've rolled nothing but ones. That was a 6. If every one of you takes 6 points of poison damage, except for Narcissa, who is in an air bubble, except for Mirik, who is in an air
And
bubble.
Mirik does not take it either.
So just Saoirse.
Once we're long rested, we'll get
Yep.
everybody. Okay,
Just
it'll be
Saoirse,
fine.
Winveer, and Pebble take 6 points of poison damage.
Wonderful.
Oh, you're not from here, are you? She sort of sees you like like coughing a little bit.
No, we're from the surface.
And I figure out a way back up there.
What's it like up there?
Bright.
Fresh air.
Hmm.
And plenty of room for my wings.
Are there people?
Yes.
Everywhere.
I've always wanted to go where the people.
Really? Did you write a song about it?
No. Mostly because I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Don't worry, I have no trouble getting sued.
Mute the mute it,
We're
mute
all in
it.
this together now.
Hey.
Hey, I thought you said you didn't want to get sued. Disney will get you, even for High School Musical. Um, all right. Well, are we allowed to pass through that door back there?
Well, allowed is kind of a strong word. I don't know who would stop you, but I guess you're really
Would you
not him,
mind?
aren't you?
Right?
Mhm.
Who's him?
Never mind. I was hoping you were the person I was waiting for, but there's too many of you, and you're not.
Who are you waiting
I believe
for?
we are also.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. All I was gonna say is I believe we're also lacking the anatomical parts to be him.
No hymns. Well,
Be a him if I want to.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
How dare you?
How dare.
Maybe it's Papa.
Exactly. Maybe it's Papa.
Is this a capital H-I-M or more of a lowercase H-I-M?
I hadn't thought about how I'd spell it if I wrote it down, but maybe capital? He's very important.
Do you know him by any other name?
I believe he's called Tolokes.
Mm.
Isn't that the vampire? I don't say that out loud.
If Haley is asking,
He's
yes.
got a better memory than Haley.
This is the same name, Tolokes Popolokas.
Yeah. When will Haley get a +3 intelligence? When does that kick in?
You do. You just keep rolling low.
Alright.
You have the ADHD debuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Disadvantage on all int checks except in category of hyperfocus.
It's because the background of my cage hasn't changed in 3 years.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's not enough enrichment.
There's not enough
No.
enrichment.
It's just a green drop sheet.
It's terrible. Truly. Truly terrible.
Well, what do we do? What's the plan, guys? I'm nervous. I don't want to go anywhere near this person. I don't want to go near the water. I don't know what to do.
Well,
Okay.
Made a friend. Do you have a crown for me?
Oh. I think
You got
so.
magic?
Not that kind of magic. I could do this, and she like lifts water out and it starts to form into a crown, but as soon as it becomes detached, it like just like falls back in.
It's fine.
I do actually have, if you'd like a it's kind of like a crown, it's more like a mask. If you'd like that, but I'm not. Chak was playing with it and he buried it in the sand and I can't get it out. If one of you could help me get it out, I'd give it to you. Don't squint your eyes
Insight
at me.
I'm
Don't squint
so
your eyes at me.
suspicious.
Insight.
Also insight. Everybody at this table.
Everybody
Insight.
This is when we
Roll
find
insight.
out that I actually failed my wisdom check and I've been charmed the whole time, and that's why.
Yes.
Damn.
It really
Okay.
feels like we're waiting. We're waiting for the other shoe to
You're
drop.
really waiting for the other shoe to drop. I got you all with the succubus last dungeon, and now all of you are like, no, no, I will not
You-
trust anything.
You got us with Kuzi too, so
I know,
I
know.
The veil has broken and nothing has happened.
Yeah,
I am suspicious.
I'm so suspicious.
Look, I'm suspicious. Mirik apparently is not. She rolled a nat 1 with the -2 modifier to it, so she's just like, yeah, sure, we can do that.
I
Amazing,
rolled-
love it.
And just starts
Dirty
walking
20.
forward.
Oh yeah, take the potion. I got a 21.
Rolled a dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
I got a
Mhm.
4.
4?
I'm so insightful back here on my wall. Nobody could see me.
And what did Winveer get?
23.
Okay, 23. It sounds like she
20
honestly
no,
has
21. That was a lie. It was a 21.
21.
I'm sorry.
It does sound to everyone like she honestly has something. She's got probably a mask down there. Whether or not, you know, there's some futzing. There's some futzing in her story. There's clearly a like. You wouldn't even say there's futzing in her story. You wouldn't say there's any lie. I think you're what what Saoirse is specifically picking up on is that she really wants to like have somebody join her in the water. And Winveer, I would think that like the way that you're detecting that as well, it's this like playful urge. Like she's alone in the water except for Chak, and she seems to be portraying this relationship as being like kind of boring. Like she wants something new to do. This is fun. It's like she wants some sort of playmate in the water.
Yeah, to drown.
Right.
Myric's heading toward the water. She's just like, yeah, this checks out. We're good.
Yes. As you get to there, I just turn to you and I say, drink the fucking potion, please.
I don't think you.
My love.
Yeah, you don't need to.
No,
Bubble.
she doesn't
my
need
love.
to. She's got the air bubble.
Oh, beautiful. Fine. Can then you
Invisible
pass it to
bubble.
me? Can I have it then? So
yes,
that it's
she will
someone
pass
that's in
you the water breathing potion.
Thank you. I'm not going to drink it, but I want to keep it outside the water in case anyone else needs to drink it to save
Yes.
you. Pretty much. Love you, my dear.
You'll all have fun. Head pat, head pat.
Yeah. I kiss your bubble.
The wind tussles your hair.
Myrick will approach and will go to help unbury this thing
Okay.
that's been buried, apparently.
Wonderful.
Seeing as this is just fun, I grab Craig and I toss him into the back corner and I say, go for a swim, my dear.
Are you trying to be surreptitious in this?
No.
Okay.
I am doing it in a way that I am making a show of it and I'm saying I'm doing it like I want him to have fun,
Mhm.
but also
You're
as
releasing
backup,
him from his
as back-
Pokeball to have
I am
some fun
releasing
in the water.
to have some fun in the water, but also then I get 30 feet of view underneath the water just in case.
Yes.
And that's probably pretty obvious and that's okay. I mean, they don't know how he sees.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Amazing.
Unless she's familiar with rapples. And if he dies, I'll summon him again.
If he dies, he dies. Like, yeah.
I
Wonderful.
love
Guys,
my
then he's
boy.
dead.
One day I'm gonna cast Beast Speech on him. Oh no, I need something to be able to speak to a monstrosity, don't I?
Yeah.
And then he's gonna tell me all of the horrors
Of
his-
what happens in the time between.
Yeah.
So she dives in, and this time she does not go invisible. So like you see, like her body moves in, and you can see like the legs like uninvisible, and she's like drifting down through the water and just like beckoning you on.
It will go in the water.
Alrighty. You swim down to the bottom. Probably right about to Shmia. Just in terms of left, right. But it is 20 feet down. And then you see down at the bottom there is this like little like towards the bottom, like deep down, there is this like little like grotto that has like a bed of kelp, like just all these long strands of kelp at the bottom. And you do see some like small sparkles and stuff as you're getting close of theoretical valuables down there. And
For a bit of flavor, we are definitely using the wings to help glide.
glide down. I love that. Very cool.
Got a little bit more staying power when those are out instead of just weighing me down.
Why did you come here?
To free the same person you're interested in seeing, as it so happens. Or at least to wake him.
She sort of like swims in front of you, like interposing herself between you and the shinies.
Mhm.
Do that, and I'll let you pass. You and your friends.
We were
Bring him
intending
to
on
me
doing it
whole.
anyways. Player in me hates this. The character is just like, we were gonna do that anyways. But to take a small side passage should be no harm.
You are going to wake him.
I believe that was our intent, yes.
To his betterment?
I would hope. But things can change in the amount of time he slept, and perhaps not for him.
Feel like we need to do a deception check at this point, because
Okay. Myric's just like, we were told to come here and bring a dude out.
Did not specify dead or alive, did we?
you were specified make sure that he is an active, functioning vampire, but
Yeah.
then put him to 0 and wrap him in this embalming magic that will, like, keep him stasis.
We were told to wake him up and then to put him back down.
Back to sleep.
This is why I'm saying there's a deception check involved, because you're not lying, but you're not telling the truth
You're
either.
not.
You are
That's okay.
you are not
We rolled-
answering.
Entirely honest. We rolled a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Amazing.
She's not great at this, but she's not exactly lying either, so.
There's something off about that. Who is your patron?
They go by Papa.
I do not know this name. Why would they send you after my beloved?
Beloved. I understand now why you would wish to see him unharmed.
And does that conflict with your goals? You
To some
feel a
extent.
movement in the water behind you.
Mm-hmm. To some extent, yes. We are to wake them and then put them back to sleep.
And are you willing to change those goals?
Depending on if it's the betterment for my beloveds.
She, like, her eyes are all black, but there's still that little, like, eyebrow lift of, like, her glancing up at the beach.
Mm.
Bring my deal back to them. And then bring the answer back down to me.
We will
I'll
speak
wait
on
for
it.
you. I'll wait for you down here.
Mirk will swim back up.
And as you turn to swim away, you see her just disappear.
Boop, 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 boop.
Guys, she's a water type vampire.
I don't have one of those. I get them all out.
Gotta catch them all, right?
That's not my Monster Hunter bingo card.
I need a water type to flesh out my team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
What would this be? Water Dark, probably.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to fill out
Craig
the
is
entire
just
deck.
normal.
Yeah.
Water psychic. Dude, she's a Psyduck.
Psyduck.
Oh, that's
Did
great.
it
We can just
go?
give her a headache.
Did you get the
Got a commission,
Did you get
it's
the
fine.
treasure out?
No, she's asking that we bring Vampire Boy here, whole and walking.
Eee.
Well, it could be fun.
That's- Yeah, I mean, it could be interesting putting them together again. Let's do that instead of killing him. Let's reunite
Also,
lovers.
yeah, they're definitely lovers.
I would want to be reunited with you. And I looked at the group.
Oh.
Would you?
As we would
Um,
with you. But it does go against what we told Papa we would do.
There's
Sorry,
got to be another
Danny.
vampire somewhere that is in love with a beautiful woman who's my friend.
Danny has forgotten why we were putting him back.
Just
You
'cause
are too-
Papa
Papa
said
needs
so.
him.
Yeah, Papa's been scant on the details of why they need him, but has said, "Hey, I need the first vampire ever. Supposedly he's
Ah.
here, go get him up, make sure that he's like intact and functioning as a vampire, and then subdue him, put him in these magical wrappings that'll keep him in stasis, bring him back to me.
Yeah. Did I tell you guys I broke
Gotcha.
into Papa's office?
You did not.
No.
I did, and I went through his things because I was curious and bored, waiting for my Searsha experiment to take, which it did. But yeah, when I was
Yes.
looking at it, there was a lot of bullshit about the tree that was Searsha's tree. You remember your tree, Searsha. And the
Lovely tree.
vampire being at the bottom of it, or a body being at the bottom of it. Now, I originally thought that it was going to be me at the bottom of the tree. But I'm thinking maybe it's this vampire body? Because of the whole vampires create Goliath's trees? I feel like we figured that part out, right? I think I might have. With my
You did.
intelligence.
And
Yes.
that is definitely a point of inspiration for you.
That's news to us.
Good job.
I share this information with you in this moment as Haley is apparently remembered some things. And Winnie is using her intelligence to share it with the group at this moment as to why I believe that Papa wants the vampire to make his own Golfire's tree.
And
don't-
this
I don't think Pebble
Sounds-
knows what a Galfias tree is.
no.
A big dead-ish tree, and
Ish.
it ate Searsha.
Well, so actually, it was more
Got
like
better.
it was more like I was inside of a womb.
So it was a triad. And you were a baby tree?
I guess so, something along those lines.
I didn't think that that's how they had babies. That wasn't in the picture books.
Well-
And immediately I'm going to add that to the books when I get home.
Yes, I don't know, but that's what it was. And there was a big angry, like, fire sort of thing in there too, and it was weird.
Yes. And what are we? Where can Winnie roll, because Haley's having a hard time remembering what we do know about what a Golthias tree does / is, if we know that.
I was gonna say you didn't know a lot. You were like, Papa wanted the Golthias tree, which I posted an image of kind of what Saoirse saw when the tree ate her. As just as a reminder, back during her
Oh, yes.
superimposing of like the Sunless Citadel, along with some sort of Goffin Hapadaga moment from her past. And so you don't know a lot about like what the Golthias tree is supposed to do. That is you again, it was sort of Papa going, get me this thing, and you're like, yep, got it, boss. Like you didn't really question why they wanted or needed the thing.
No.
Was I sacrificed to the tree? Is that what happened?
Back in that old memory,
Yeah.
give me a history check. I was like, give me a history check, and then anyone who wants to could do a nature check about just like what Golthias trees are.
Yep.
I'm proficient in nature.
You said
Ooh.
history check?
Yep, history check.
13.
13? You would remember like that being consumed by the tree was part of the plan. That
Mhm.
that was supposed to happen to you, and that even the ability for the tree to consume you was only unlocked by all these other cultists, like ritualistically
Dying?
self-annihilating. Yeah.
Self-annihilation.
Yes.
21.
Yeah.
21.
I also got a 21 in nature.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Golf-
gay.
Golthias trees
I feel like
are
we look at each other and get that same
We're just-
light bulb. We know.
Golthias
We
trees
found the same book.
are they definitely fall into the bucket of like D&D big magic. Like each one can be slightly different, but they are classically born of like staked vampires, like stake through the heart. And then I think you would know enough. The fact that you know this about Golthias trees, I would say that you also know this about vampires. Stakes through the heart don't actually kill the vampire. They just like paralyze it and stop it from doing
Mhm.
anything. But then if you were to leave it there, over time, that stake like has a chance
Grows
of sort of
into the-
growing and turning into this tree that sort of consumes and subsumes the vampire into it. So there are these trees that are intrinsically linked with undeath, and clearly you're both sort of piecing together have something to do with Saoirse and or moon momminess, which is
Good mommy.
is definitely like a little weird question mark of like needs further research in your minds at this moment. Like that connection is not crystal clear to you. But thinking back to the Sunless Citadel, Grenell, the goblin shaman, she knew about Gulthias trees. She sort of attached their significance to the Goffin Hepatiga. There is this notion of like them granting power. Bellic clearly wanted it and was using it. He was using the fruit from the Gulthias tree as like a bargaining chip. So yeah, they have magic and magical powers linked with undeath. As to what exactly those powers are, it can vary wildly.
And do we know that, like, you know how you said, like, the stake can sometimes take? Do we know that if it needs to be, like, the oldest vampire in the world, or, like, a super powerful vampire, or does it just need to be, like, the energy within the vampire was strong, or, you know, like, something along those lines? Any of those tick boxes?
It's very ambiguous. There's not a lot known. Clearly these things are not being made en masse. There's not Gulthias tree orchards.
Yes.
It's not something that people know a lot about. It's more of this like unhappy accident. Like, for example, the like peering past the veil a bit to like talk about D&D canon, there's a Gulthias tree in Barovia because a random vampire got and a Gulthias tree grew there. But like they're not common by any means. They are very rare, they are very weird. So yeah, you'd think maybe there's something to like the quality of the stake, maybe there's something to the quality of the vampire, maybe it's both. Like clearly Papa's on that track of like, I don't want just any old vampire, I want the vampire.
Is this something that the Inquisition would want to be aware of?
Probably. I feel like the Inquisition is maybe it's tough because like, yes, in theory, it's more of like, you know, you give a tip to the Department of Homeland Security and like, do they ever do anything on it other than file it away? Probably not. So it's like, it's something that would be a thing that the Inquisition would want to know about. Is it something they would act on? Maybe, maybe not, because like, they know about vampires. They don't really care as long as they're not threatening Draconovus actively, or like to maybe some extent, like, you know, the balance of the world. Like they have a little bit of, you know, Draconovus survives because the world survives, so they have a vested interest in wanting to make sure no one goes full big bad evil guy on the place. But even during Nightfall, Draconovus was like very hands-off in their help. Like they gave a little bit of help to the people who were doing like the boots on the ground shit, but they were sort of like, it's on that side of the world. We'll worry about it when it's actually at our doorstep.
Okay. I will file that away for later.
Matt, your whole party has anxiety.
Let's go.
I hate to break it to you.
According to plan.
We all have anxiety.
Let's go wake up a vampire and reunite them.
Are we gonna... Maybe we could take her up there too. Maybe we could take them both.
I'm not certain she'd be willing to leave this area.
Well, we could reunite them by taking them both there. We kidnap her too.
Yeah. Take them both to Papa. Yeah, she wants to explore the outside world, so maybe we can show her before.
Maybe it would be actually a good thing if we took her with us as well.
Yeah. We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yes.
Let's see if we can talk to him first, right? See if
she is expecting
and
an
I
answer.
lean towards like the group and I'm like, that actually, you know, she's his love too, you know?
Yeah.
We've gotta double check that.
We do.
Oh, but yes, we you need to tell her now.
She is expecting an answer soon, yes.
Yeah, let her.
Ask
yeah,
her
I
if
think
we
tell
could
her.
rest here,
Yeah, ask her if we can rest
Ah.
here.
and then
And
we'll go
then-
wake him up.
And then, yes,
Um,
we're going to wake him up and return him to you.
While everybody was talking about things that Pebble knows nothing about, and her mind wandered, can I have been looking at the water to make sure that she didn't come up?
Ooh,
Oh.
okay. Give me a perception check.
I was still looking at that water too. I've been talking.
13.
13? Not that you can tell. The water is occasionally moving. It doesn't have that like sort of like big wave style that like a normal body of water like this would have, because there's no wind, there's nothing to give it that kind of movement, but
Okay.
But-
Back in the water I go, I guess.
Mhm.
Love wins.
Love wins all day, every day.
Yeah, and I think when he's gonna bring Papa back a vampire just to
and you do see her like uninvisible. What did you and your friends decide?
My wives and my wife's sister.
My
She's
sister-in-law.
very specific about this. My sister-in-law. Sorry, she just. It's so weird
Incredible.
to be like, my wives and my sister-in-law
Yep.
Mhm.
have decided that we are to bring him here to you.
Wonderful.
But we do have a small request.
What's that?
If we may take our rest here in your chambers prior to us waking him.
It is a pleasant place.
Yes, very.
Can I sing while you do that?
I don't believe we would have any objection to that. Your voice is quite soothing.
Okay. You can rest here.
I thank you for the hospitality. And we'll pull out. Because I know we've got
Just-
one of these somewhere.
Is there still shiny things that need help getting?
Very
Can we
shiny
have them?
things.
Can we have
There's
them?
a
Can we
black
have that shiny
pearl
thing?
that has been taken out, and she will offer it as a gift of hospitality.
Ooh. This is pleasant. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll swim back up.
She disappears, but you can see like a little bit of the sand moving amongst the seaweed as she finds a place to squirrel away the pearl.
I love it. I
We
love
are
it.
allowed to rest here, and she will sing as we do so.
I'll take first watch then, I suppose. Got the best, I think. Odds.
Yeah. I'll take
Like how
second.
Pebble is immediately like,
I'll
Had
take
to
second
make sure-
watch.
Had to make sure there's nothing going on over there.
Yeah,
And you
I'm
do
just-
see-
I'm gonna just clear the corners.
Clear the corners.
Okay, cool. It isn't corners. It actually is sloped like
There
that.
there
so
are
that's fine.
it is
Okay,
it is
it's
cut
slanty.
into not a square in this
Oh,
room.
and can we ask her how long this hall goes?
You do see to the south that there is that door that has
Okay,
like
cool.
the silty, muddy stuff blocking it. It's there. You try
Oh,
it.
yes.
You try it from this side. It is just as like jammed up. The only way to get that door to function really is to like somehow move a bunch of water through there and like clear out the mud and the silt underneath the door.
Somehow.
Okay.
Give the guardian more mud.
Give
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
guardian
say.
more mud.
I'm gonna say
For
hi
his
to the
sacred
Guardian,
duty.
see how the Guardian's doing, check in on him through the door, and then go to sleep.
Mirek will take last watch, so that way any damage done to the others she can heal before her spells reset.
Yes.
Sounds good. And then who's taking first? And then the I guess there's 5
Go
watchers.
first.
So Saoirse first.
Second.
Winvia. and then third. You really only need 3
I can take
or
that
4.
one.
Pebble. Pew.
It's definitely been more than 10.
We have Narkissa as well if you want to do a 5th.
True. Yes. It's 8 hours, and you only need like 2, so
Yeah.
4 2-hour segments of watch. So, Narkissa will just be a sleepy bun and go the whole way. But for each hour, I will roll the d6, and then y'all can decide when you want to do any sort of healing or something along the way. So
Yeah.
Didn't we say last time you're just going to roll 2d6 and
Yep.
then there's a chance for the person to on watch to do something about it?
Yep. So for Saoirse's watch, and then also, I would be heads up. I would be rolling random encounters, but not in this room. Things tend to avoid this room.
Guarded.
Gee, I wonder why.
This was a good idea, resting here.
So,
Maybe.
This is such a great idea.
so 8 points of damage across
Okay.
Saoirse's watch.
Woo.
Okay.
I'm so glad Narkissa has a bubble. I don't have to do any of the HP tracking on.
Oh wait, I don't have to do that.
Yes,
Yeah, you don't have
yes.
to do that either.
Merrick is fine. So really, this is just the 3 of y'all. So another 2 hours.
Yep.
And I didn't
My-
notice any weird badness on my watch.
Occasionally, she would come up and sing. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That was big. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Okay. So I rolled a 6, and my saving throw is +6, so it's 12.
Okay.
That's what I rolled too.
There's this sensation of like, you don't know the words. Somehow it is touching a part of you that is connected to Shub-Niggurath, and this notion of the moon, and this idea of like the moon being this new sun. That when all suns finally die, it will be a peaceful, warm, sanguine evening.
Ooh. Like it.
And the idea rests in your mind. I leave it as to whether or not you are uncomfortable with the level of comfort that that idea gives you, but it feels just too cozy to ignore.
I really like that song.
It's one of my favorites.
You've seen the moon?
I've seen a moon.
Okay,
It was a really long time ago, though, so.
the moon is my mother.
Is that so?
Mhm.
And the little flying one, she's your sister? Maybe that's why I felt so drawn to her right away.
We seem to have some kind of kinship.
We creatures of the night need to stick together.
Tendency to agree.
When the 5th sun dies, we will be in charge. She slips into the water.
I'm gonna clip that later.
And then for Winnie's watch, I'm going to do my 2d6.
Yep.
Much slightly kinder. 6 points of poison damage to everyone not in an air bubble.
So during my watch, I'm going to spend my last 2 spell slots doing. I don't know. It's worth it. Because. How is this working? We're taking this damage.
You're taking
and
this
then at
damage
the
as you're
end-
sleeping, and at the end, you'll get all of your usual long rest benefits at the end.
We're basically just making sure people don't die in their sleep.
Beautiful. How is
So
everyone
topping
looking?
people off.
How is everyone? As I wander around the group and I see if anyone is like coughing, looking a bit green,
much
not
damage
doing
was it?
very well.
Sorry.
That
Another
second
6.
batch was 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing great.
Okay, I'm going to chuck a spell onto Pebble and they get 12 points of healing.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Sorry, I laughed because I was looking at Narcissus' sheet, and so it showed, because y'all are in the same campaign, it showed like the dice roll, and it said healing word damage.
I saw.
Damage.
So
Damn it.
you heal 12. Was that a second level?
Yes.
So you heal 12, but you also get the 10 temporary HP. So that counts. So you should be buffered pretty well against poison damage for the rest of the evening. Pebble.
And then how is everyone else looking? How's Narcissa looking?
Narcissus is fine because
Narcissa
she's
and
got
I
the
are
air
fine.
bubble. Yeah.
We're good.
Oh, yes, of course. Okay, so Seisha, how are you doing?
All right.
All right,
Cover
then
you
I
and
will-
Saoirse. It doesn't matter. Burn it.
then I'm gonna top up that last one to me
Okay, cool.
Okay.
because I'm looking not nice. So
And give yourself the temp HP because that will take the poison damage will
and
hit those
that's
first.
5.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, excellent. Now I'm. Oh yes, and if I can, I want to talk to the lady and ask what was her name.
You've not gotten her name yet.
I would like to ask her name and share mine.
What's yours?
Winvia.
It's
Yours?
nice to meet you. I am Dasa Zotz.
Ooh, I love it. That's a really cool name. Does it mean anything?
I'm named after my father.
And who is your father?
It looks like her mouth moves out of sync with the words that leave, and they sort of echo around the whole space. Zotzilla.
Yeah.
Ooh, do I know that name?
You can make a religion check.
Religion. Oh, okay. I got an 18.
18.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I'm not proficient, but yeah,
Let
I got a
me
+3.
let me double check something. Oh,
I read something in a picture book.
I read something in a picture book one time. I bet I
And you
did.
could
read
literally
something?
just say that I saw that name in the room at the beginning or something, and that is the thing that I
Mhm.
pick up. Like if it's not information that I should know.
I'm just double checking where you might have seen it before. Okay. You haven't read any of the glyphs that would have said his name. So, there are, in the realm of all of these different pantheons and mythos and just the long storied history of this world and all the worlds that came before it, there are always sort of shadow gods. There are gods of night and destruction and death. Zotzillaha is one of those that like falls into that bucket and is generally regarded as a patron of vampires, a patron of shadow, and would be like, if you were talking about like, you know, what do people worry about? It's not the return of Zotzillaha. He's not
Yeah.
like he's not like in the top 10. It's not this like big, you know, Devilman boogie figure. But it's definitely a name that like if it's mentioned, it's like, oh, that's not good. Probably should avoid that. It's like a minor deity of shadow and darkness to the point that like in the same way that maybe he's only minor because he hasn't been talked about in a long time and he's actually a real big fucking deal, but like he's either been killed or he's lost or something, right? He's fallen out of the zeitgeist of what the current pantheon recognizes, but he is no less still a creature of vile darkness.
Beautiful. Then I will, with excited eyes, lean forward towards her and say, are you a vampire?
No.
And you see like a look of disappointment cross Witty's face.
Were you
Um,
hoping I was?
Yeah, I was hoping.
Why's that?
Well, you know how we decided that we are going to return, what was his name?
To Lucas.
To Locus. We're going to return to Locus to you. We need to take a vampire back to back to my father. So I was hoping that you could turn me.
Well, Vitaloques could.
Do you think that you could ask him?
I think he'd do a lot for me.
Okay. I don't want to demand anything of anyone, but I would greatly appreciate it if you could help me do this.
I think I could.
And I like put my arms out for a hug if that, and I wait for consent before I give her a hug.
She gives you the hug, and you feel this. It is both cold and warm. It's the warmth of a body, but the cold of like ocean water pressing against her. When you see him, he'll be hungry. Don't be afraid.
Okay. Haley's smiling because she's excited, but Winnie's not. Winnie's acting very serious. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I go to sleep. Wake up the next person. Pebble.
Pebbles
Pebbles
watch.
dead? Yeah, Pebbles watch.
Oh, God. 10
Ouch.
over those 2 hours.
Okay. I will.
Those 10 hit points helped. So you should be just back to where you were healed.
I am gonna lay on hands myself 3.
Okay. And if you need to
And
wake
then
up
I
Narkissa
will-
to use any of the healing that's in the Ring of Spell Storing.
I think I'll be okay. How is Winnie looking?
Winnie's okay. She can last another 2 hours.
How's
I have
your
so
ship?
many spells to dump into everyone, so don't worry too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've got one more, so. How's your ship look?
What was the damage? Sorry.
10.
I was
And-
choosing spells because when we sleep, I get to do that. So
Yep.
I have to look at my spell list
Yep.
when we sleep.
I will say if it helps, you will get to we're gonna spoiler alert, we're probably gonna see what happens when you wake up next week.
Yeah.
So you've got time to do that spell prep.
You said 10, right?
10
Right?
points of poison
10 points.
damage.
I'm definitely owie.
Okay. I will go over to Saoirse and touch her shoulder and roll a cure wound. It's only first level, because that's all I got, but
Hey, healing's healing.
7.
7 hit points is 7 hit points.
Mhm.
Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just in my sleep.
Mhm.
Thanks.
I think-
Pebble. Oh, yep. What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. Something's happening.
No, go. What did you? You might prompt this better than I will. I wonder.
Okay. Well, I think Pebble is probably a little restless, so she's gonna just like pace around and look at the wall, the water.
Is she, when Dasa Zotz comes up to sing, does Pebble try to listen or just?
Yeah. She will.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm too curious for our own good.
I love it.
9.
We're leaning into that Eldritch horror trope of
Mm-hmm.
curiosity beckoning.
Exactly. You can't help but gaze into the void.
Ooh, give me a perception check
Curious.
on top of that Pebble.
Alright.
Glanced over at my character
That's a
sheet.
nat 1.
Nat 1. Well,
Oh, I'm rolling
halfling.
bad.
Oh no!
Halfling
I
reroll.
am a halfling. Oh my god, I am a halfling.
Stone giant reroll.
That's also a nat 1.
Stone giant reroll. Damn. Do you get to reroll it again?
Nope, that dice
Dice
really did
gods.
say no.
I'm
Just
gonna-
no.
Yeah, the dice gods were like,
I'm gonna put that dice away.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
dice needs a timeout. You feel this sort of like you're pacing and you're looking back and forth and you're like dancing around. You just sort of like have this little like sway to you as the music takes hold, and like you don't notice it until you look down and you see these like little black blots on the sand. But like some of your injuries from before, the acid burns from Takuzi's Takadal, like some of the just like where you've been beaten up. As she's been singing, those wounds are starting to heal, but in doing so, they sort of opened up and you could see these little bits of black blood have oozed out of you and fallen onto the ground. Looks like you're healing.
Was that you?
Not intentional. But the truth will drive away impurities.
Well, intentional or not, thank you.
You're the ones to be thanking should you follow through on your promise.
We will. We always do.
And you can't help but see Winnie when you look at her face, those dark black eyes. And you're gonna go to the last watch.
I think since it reminded me so much of Winnie, I'm gonna go lay down next to her.
That's gonna be 9 points of poison damage to finish us off, as Mirik is
Okay.
on the last watch.
9 points.
But don't even mark it if you're not at like 9 or below. It ends up being fine. You can complete your long rest. You fully heal. You regain all of your
Mirik
spell
has
slots.
So many spells that she has just pumped into everyone. As soon as she wakes up, she's just boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop, boop. I rolled for 17 healing points for my first spell.
Nice. So yes, y'all all managed to get through that poison just fine. And as your long rest comes to a close, you're at max HP. You are feeling rested, but still ragged, as you could feel that itchiness, that dryness of poison working in your system constantly. This idea that you're fighting constant slow death through this rest. It's tiring. It's exhausting. And we just need one more wisdom save from Mirik, assuming you listen to her singing.
Mirik will not only listen, she will attempt to join in as best as she can with vocalizing. Ooh, good. That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. The lyrics, again, it is outside of language. It is not something you are understanding in your conscious mind. It is something melodious and deep thrumming through you. It feels like your blood's boiling, like there's electricity in you. And as you echo it, at first you're echoing it with like sounds that feel like her sounds and those kinds of things. You start to instinctually say words, and they are a cobbling together of words across all the languages you know. Dressed in blood for their marriage, the fifth sun shall blot 5 corpses for 5 suns. Drink, my love, drink, and we shall dawn a new dark day. How glorious that a meal be delivered to us, so willingly. And while the ominousness of the words is there in your head, it's elusive. It's hard to pin it down. And you're left with only a vague memory of its meaning when everyone starts to wake. And we'll find out what happens next time. We convene for Tales Does Tales next week. Thank you for joining in for another lovely, a wholesome session. We met a friend. We made a new friend.
We
Isn't that
did.
so
A new
nice?
friend.
So nice.
We're making so many friends in this dungeon, guys.
Right? She is so much nicer than Takuzi.
She is much nicer.
But yes, thank you so much
don't
for
know.
joining us. Mark has to dash. We have to dash. We're gonna bonus action dash. We all took a level in Rogue. But make sure that you stay tuned for the rest of the week. We got Mork Soul coming up on Wednesday. Tune into our YouTube for all of the fun little clip actions. Join our Patreon if you would like to decide on what else the group will encounter down in this just great place. Really, really fun, totally chill, not bad at all place. Right? Right?
And November 2nd will be Monster of the Week.
And
so
November.
That's fun.
Ooh, is decided Monster of the Week.
It's been decided
It has
as
been
of now.
decided.
It hath been decided.
You're here. You are here to see it live. It has been decided. This is how all decisions in Tales of Initiative are made. We are going to be doing Monster of the Week on November 2nd, as Raz will be our keeper. I think that game calls it, or something like that. The GM for our lovely hunters investigating some sort of paranormal mystery and supporting Extra Life. So tune in for that, and tune in for more poison hallway bloody action next week as we finally have a bun back. We might not have a Mark, but we will have a bun. And
You won't have me either, but that's
darn
okay.
it, we won't have Raz. In fact, so we might actually do something different next week. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out for you.
Whatever.
Don't worry.
Pathfinder.
You show up, there will be something here.
There will be
okay?
something.
There
We
will be something here.
whatever
That
happens.
will be good.
Whatever tale gets told. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Join the Patreon, the Discord. And as always, are you ready for more tales?
Always.
Goodbye, everybody. Stick around for the raid.
Black blood rises.
The black blood rises.
Ah.
Salah.